When life throws you a curveball, how are you going to handle adversity? Welcome to the Fearless Mindset Podcast, where you're about to go on a journey as I interview security, business, and entertainment leaders on what it takes to stay fearless. I'm your host, Mark Ledlow, and enjoy today's episode. It definitely was. So how's business going for you out there? What are you doing to stay busy now that you're kind of retired from the government?
Yeah, you talked about figuring it out this year, man. I left government in September, where I used to lead one of the counterterrorism teams there, and I started writing a Substack, Dexter Ingram Declassified, which is growing. That's been really cool.
Nice.
I talk about a lot of modern day security related things without getting into the politics of it.
Mm-hmm.
I have the spy collection behind me where I have weekend post on different spy gadgets from history, CIA, KGB, all those things, doing a lot of public speaking, enjoying reconnecting with my friends like yourself, and then running a network. That's been really wonderful too. We have some just great young people that are kind of leading it as directors.
Oh, nice.
I'm doing consulting now, working on some projects internationally and domestically. I started a fellowship at the National Counterterrorism Innovation Technology and Education Center. I started a doctorate program. So I've been a little busy.
I thought you're already a doctor.
No, I just play one on TV.
You do play one on TV.
Yeah, no, I have a couple other degrees, but I started my doctorate at Institute for World Politics. I'm excited about that.
What school did you choose for that?
That's the Institute of World Politics. It's here in DC, and it's there's no undergrad piece to it. It's all graduate and doctorate degrees. So it's a really great school, really special, and the program I'm in is called the Doctorate in Statecraft and National Security, and it's designed for people like yourself and myself who've been doing this work for a while. So it's not your typical, it's not a PhD, it's a DSNS, Doctorate in Statecraft and National Security. So
it's not a PhD. Okay.
It's not a PhD. Yeah.
Interesting.
So, I thought I was done with school, but between, working with these young people, they motivate me. I just figure just keep doing a little bit at a time and good things happen. I'm a dad. My youngest is down here on the ground doing something with the dog.
Doing dad stuff.
Yeah, but that's keeping me busy. But yeah, the Substack. Please, you guys follow Dexter Ingram Declassified. We're doing some coaching too. Some coaching.
We'll put that under our podcast notes and stuff for you. Then
I appreciate that.
And then you guys could take this podcast, put it on your own professional podcast, do a drop if you want.
That'd be amazing. Yeah, I would love that. Like I said, man, it's just good to connect with you. I like the fact that you've been busy and traveling and trying to figure it out, because pivoting. I think a lot of us are doing that right now.
Just trying to stay alive, because the market, in all honesty, unless you're the big three, you get the contracts. But if you're a boutique firm like us, we went from boutique exec protection to where now we're boutique enterprise risk advisor now. And the industry has definitely changed. The economy was booming, but, of course, you have the tariffs hit us pretty bad, affected us. And now you got the Middle East stuff going on. So no one's really flying right now because they don't want to, be in a charter jet and going around the world, and all of a sudden a drone hits you, and then you're pretty much toast. So I think a lot of boards have told the CEOs to kind of stand down for a minute until this all subsides and all that. And meanwhile, if you run a boutique firm like us, it's like, where's the calls? And I'm hearing from everybody, it's slow out there. Unless you're in Silicon Valley, well, that's a different animal. You got AI, you got Google, you got crypto there, and then you got Florida, and those markets are pretty hot. But, like, for example, my buddy called me from Orange County, California, and he's heavily in the Saudi world. That's the consulates call him up. Hey, I need support. I need house covered for security in Beverly Hills. He goes, I can't believe it. I got not one call from anybody from Saudi Arabia. They're just not coming in. We got the World Cup in LA and not a call from a Saudi family. Like, what is going on? And
that surprises me, especially with the World Cup,
Yeah, he's just not getting the calls. And maybe, I know once the new crown prince took over, they used to spend money like crazy. I mean, the amount of tip money I saw, agents getting cars and Rolex watches back in the day when I worked with the Saudis. When that new crown prince came in, they have to track everything. They just cut back. Like I think they're really last time I heard is they're really focusing on creating different business streams versus just oil because they're planning on, hey, that oil is going to eventually run out, and then what are we going to do? And so I think he kind of put a crunch to a lot of that spin from many of the royals. There's thousands of them over there. And I think that's kind of a new cycle and trend we've seen because I mentioned working the royal families. Everybody's like, what's that? In the new generation, I go, well, we worked 4 or 5 months straight in the summer, not a day off. That's how it was. And then, you get a tip, maybe a couple thousand, maybe if you really get tip, 20,000 tip. Or some agents got a car. Here's my car. Have my guy sign it over to you, the paperwork. It's your tip. They didn't think twice about it. And some of the think, oh, I got a BMW from the prince or Mercedes from the prince. I'm like, what? I remember hearing a story about an agent working in Malibu or something, and he was gifted a house on the beach.
Yeah.
Crazy stuff.
That is crazy stuff. And he didn't even take a bullet probably, right?
No, he used his hood ornament for a tour in the summer while they're doing, medical visits and not an unofficial trip business and stuff like that. But yeah, it's just a weird trend because we used to get tons of Saudis and Kuwaitis and Armadis and stuff, and it's been kind of quiet. They have not come over here in the U.S. for whatever reason. I'm not sure why. Maybe that's just a trend. Maybe they're staying over there. Don't know. Just bizarre. And I thought with the World Cup, our phones would be ringing, supporting royal family support and, Pelican Hill up there in Newport Beach, Crystal Cove.
Yeah.
A lot of them have houses up there in Malibu and Beverly Hills, but nothing. It's been weird season.
That is bizarre. I thought that like 25 was the year where everybody was kind of recalibrating, but the fact that we're halfway through 26 in the middle of the World Cup and that's still happening really surprises me.
Yeah, someone's getting the calls. I'm sure they're running around, but maybe they just don't value security, or maybe I heard this. It's a new generation of royal families coming in, and they don't want to spend the money on security. They never have anyway. They just didn't want to. But they're told by the consulate usually you need security, and they go, well, I'm not going if I need security. And maybe it's just the new generation over there that are kind of anti-security. So that's been a bump in the industry too. But I know crypto, AI, and all that's exploded. I mean, from what I hear, exec protection support has doubled, tripled in the last couple of years after the Brian Thompson thing that happened.
I was going to mention that. Yeah, I would think that would also, CEOs, especially, when you have so many folks out there that have legit grievances that are suffering and that are looking for somebody to blame, not justifying it at all, just saying,
sure,
the threat is real,
So the midterm cycle's coming around, so that's going to spark, left and right stuff going on, and and then whenever the Iranian thing calms down, hopefully they can come to an agreement. I personally, I don't think it's going to ever happen. I don't think the Iranian regime over there is going to honor anything. That's just my personal perspective. Impossible. So I think this administration is kind of believing their own Kool-Aid. So that's kind of my opinion. I could be wrong.
I think that I'm not even going to go there. I think that we need to kind of exhale and just it's one of those things when you keep moving forward, sometimes you can make things worse, and it's important to kind of really sit there. And I'm a big believer, and again, that coalition piece, working with partners that have vested interest in saying, okay, what can we all do? Because when it's just you can only do so much, no matter how awesome you are.
Exactly. And I think being a Marine vet, I'm pretty skeptical of politicians anymore. You almost become like whatever. Okay, you'll be out in 3 years, 4 years, whatever. It's just, yeah, you become indifferent, almost apolitical, having
I get
served.
it. I believe in like term limits, man. I mean, like the fact that you have people just their careers.
What have they done?
Like politics should be something that like real people get into for a certain amount of time and then get out. And they take that real world experiences. They don't care about their quote political future, so they can make some real change, right?
Yeah, right.
Otherwise, nothing changes.
Yeah,
things are tweaked. But yeah, I've been asked, and I was like, "Are you kidding me? Like, are you like I'm highly involved in my local community. I was a PTA president at my kids' school.
Yeah.
I, work with young people all the time. You and I both do a military thing, but politics doesn't interest me. And that's why even when I write, I'm kind of like not getting into the politics. I'll stay into the security of it, but I don't get into the politics of it. Sometimes it's hard to kind of like, but I've been really pleasantly surprised that folks on both sides were like, hey, we appreciate reading you, because while you might say something like, SecDef, don't talk about, this being a holy war. That's not politics. That's national security, if that makes any sense,
It does. It does.
And so it's been kind of refreshing to have 9 months of podcast works, lives, and writings where, you're seen as an honest, real broker. So it's been fun talking with you, man. This is so cool. What you've built, and it's going to pick back up on the CP side, but like what you're doing with your podcast and how you're connecting with people, only you can do this. This is cool.
Good point. Never. Yeah. 6 years ago during COVID, I was asked, hey, what are you going to do you can't go to conference. What are you going to do? I'm like, have you heard of the podcasting? I'm like, what's a podcast? I've heard of Joe Rogan doing them, but I'm like, I didn't. But now I'm like, whoa, what a genius I did during COVID to take a run, go for it. And then, 6 years later, now we're building a media company. It's basically media, what you're doing. Media framework.
Well, anything that I can ever do, just let me know, because I think timing plays a lot. The fact that I am no longer a Fed, there's a liberating piece to it. But I think this is my third time going back to it. You're still kind of building in that portfolio piece, right? So you're doing things that you absolutely love, but you're also kind of going, okay, let's figure out the numbers and the finances behind it too, right? And seeing how things fit, because if we're independently wealthy, we can just kind of do the things that make us feel good and that we love, that we hope make a difference in the world. But we got to make money too.
This has been supported by my security company. Obviously, we don't have any sponsors as of yet. That could change down the road, but I was going to change the title of the podcast. I'm like, wait a minute. Everybody knows about the Fearless. Everybody knows that's us. I'm like, why change it? We're more of a niche podcast because of what we talk about. And I mean, we're not mainstream like Sean Ryan or Joe Rogan. I mean, those guys got millions of downloads. But I am getting be booking on other shows and stuff, just get the word out. But more education. That's why people listen to podcasts, and non-biased, non-political, apolitical, and people want to hear facts. They want to hear your story on why you do what you do. And you can't get that on an interview on a TV, on the major media networks out there. Just too much biases and propaganda, whatever. Spin it whichever they want to do. That's
people
why
are getting paid to everybody. That's been the interesting thing to me, is like going from behind the scenes to kind of building your own brand. Right. I don't see anything wrong with it. I think it could be a good thing, especially if you're trying to help people. But it's also counterintuitive for me because I've been in the shadows. So to have a newsletter called Dexter Ingram Declassified, I was like, why can't I just call it Declassified? And they were like, because your name brings credibility. And you go, okay,
right.
It's not something that is natural, if that makes any sense, right? And then you have young people who are super excited because they come up to you and they know that brand, or they see your name on the book or something, and people are flying from Oklahoma and San Francisco to get their book signed and to kind of meet and have a conversation. And you go, okay, I got to find that balance, because I always want to connect with people on that human level. And I'm always talking, like every day I talk to 2 or 3 young people for about 15, 20 minutes to kind of help them, because they're referred by somebody. I'm going to start like a monthly coaching, I think, in August. Yeah, I'm gonna start a monthly coaching where I kind of just put together, a cohort of like 15 folks. Maybe even I do it 4 times a month or something,
Okay.
But like that way, they get to know each other and hopefully learn from each other. I get to kind of impact more as opposed to a one-off. So it's part of that growth, and it's been 8 months since I've been out of government, and we're still kind of looking at it. Luckily, Susan has been amazing. I have
you guys work pretty closely together.
We do. We really do. She has been amazing with helping with just input on, somebody to bounce things off of.
She's wickedly smart too.
She's very smart, and she's very organized, which
very
I'm not.
Structured. I'm not either. I'm a disaster. Right? It's the ADHD in us.
Seriously. Yes. You and me and my son right here, and, probably even my dog. No, but like 100% honest, I don't mind kind of jumping into something and I feel really good on the fly, but like now have me figure out how that fits into everything else. And yeah.
It's good to see you discovered your why. Congratulations. I told our team, we had a conference call yesterday, and it's like, we have to go back to the basics of why we do what we do as a company. And then what I did was I had a conversation with one of our agents in Southern California. We went to the TEP pop-up event in Los Angeles with Mike Gonzalez. He used to be with Whataburger. And I'm like, you know what? I'm going to have one of the agents swing by and just kind of talk to him, give him a profit sharing from the company, give him a little something. And he wasn't expecting that. And that, hey, this is for you. Kind of gave him the Saudi royal handshake that you get when they go on the tarmac getting on their jet and they slip you some money. And he looked at it and goes, oh, wait, that's too much. I'm like, no, that's yours. You want to wow these youngsters, and you got to make an impression. And then he told me a story right after that. And I had him talk to the team Monday and tell them the same story. He goes, when I kind of gave up, I worked with some company. I'm not going to name on the podcast out of respect, but he named a few organizations that he was with. One of them is the leading EP firm in the world. And he just didn't like their values and their culture, and he just quit. So he got a job as a waiter in Laguna Beach. And a industry friend of mine, Scott Walker and Jason Miller, met him and he's like, hey, you need to talk to Mark Ledlow. I'm like, oh, okay. And so we connected, and finally said, if you don't hear back from calls, we'll get a hold of him. And so finally we connect with them. And, 2 years later, he went through one of our chauffeur driving courses in Southern California, and he became the number one asked agent. And he's all excited. And at TEP, he told me, you guys changed my life. I'm like, huh? What do you mean? There's hundreds of companies. No, you guys changed my life. He's 30 years old, want to get married. He just said, you gave me the ability to move out of my mom's house, and now I got a girlfriend, and I'm happy again. I have purpose. And I'm like, okay. So I had him give that talk to our team Monday of why we do what we do. It's all about the agents. All about the agents. And you kind of remind me of that story.
It's true. I mean, my dad was in the military. He told me when I was growing up, take care of your people. Take care of your people. Take care of your people, they'll take care of you, And I think that's where the mentorship comes in, especially as well. So, and you embody that, and the fact that, you created this opportunity. I tell you, people, you never know what somebody's going through, right?
You never do.
You never know. And that's something, when I'm on those drives with my sons, I kind of tell them stories that, hopefully aren't lecturing, but they're giving examples of of those things. Because it's easy to get caught up going,
it is.
This is how I'm feeling. This is what I think.
Mm-hmm.
This is my point of view. And miss so many real things going on around you. Oh, that guy's a jerk. Well, that guy just lost his wife.
Give him some grace.
Understand and get out of your own kind of way a little bit, and not make everything about yourself, and not saying,
Good point. Yeah.
You just never know. And I think that goes a long way too.
Yeah, absolutely. Right.
So,
wow, this is a rich conversation. A lot of wisdom, a lot of stories too. Good job.
You make it easy. You make it easy, and you're so smart, so humble, and you have a perspective that is, for me, it's refreshing because it's outside the DC bubble.
Okay.
I think that's really something cool and unique and special that you bring.
Oh, thanks.
Well, thanks for having me. I really appreciate this.
Yeah, you're welcome. Yeah. Thanks to Susan coordinating this. And she said, I'll take over your scheduling. All right, go for it. Just plan it. I'll just pop up the calendar. Jump on. It makes it
100%. When Susan says, I got it, you're in great hands.
Yeah.
You just kind of go, okay.
Let it run.
I've learned, I call Susan when I'm driving because she'll be working on something and I'll be like, hey, and she's like, I got it. And I'm like, yes, ma'am, whatever you decide.
You have to have those chief of staff EAs on your back end. I don't know how people run organizations without them.
Yeah. I between my interns, Susan just helping. She's been the rock behind my Substack, and then the folks behind In-Network. It's been something special. So
congratulations. Hey, where can the audience find you? Are you on YouTube? I know you have a website and all that. Can you give them? We'll put this in the podcast notes when we release it. But
yeah, absolutely. So
transcribe it all.
The newsletter is Dexter Ingram Declassified. There's podcasts there. There's articles there. There's a lot of lives there, and there's a lot of fun spy collection pieces there. I'm on LinkedIn, just Dexter Ingram. Follow me there. Our nonprofit In-Network is at nin-network.org, and we're also on LinkedIn as well. So those are the key areas and key places. The books, The Spy Archive and National Security Careers, are both available on Amazon. All the money goes to In-Network. And anybody who wants to mentor, support in any way, be on our podcast with our young people, we would welcome that with open arms.
Awesome. Well, thanks, Dexter. Hey, and the audience listening, thanks for coming on and listening to the episode. You can find us on all the podcast platforms, and make sure you give us a 5-star rating, especially on Apple and Spotify. It helps with the algorithms. And make sure you subscribe and follow on YouTube, and give us notes if you think we're idiots and we don't know what we're talking about, or we don't have any experience at all. Just let us have it on YouTube. It helps with the algorithm, positive or negative. It's all good publicity. We'll take it. And just thanks for supporting the show. If you hate the show, let us know. If you hate the show, you think we're crazy. I'm just being playful and just obnoxious right now. I don't know. I'm in a weird state of mind. So all good. And we'll see you all in the next episode of the Fearless Mindset Podcast. And we'll talk to you soon.